Yoo-hoo! It's Luhu. I'm Cindy Young. I'm the designer behind Luhu Stitches, and I'm here for another Flosstube in 15. I know it's been a while. I encountered some technical difficulties about a month ago and couldn't get a video loaded. And then it's just been a tough month personally. I won't get into the details, but well, you'll discover some of the details in some of the stuff I'm about to talk about today. Anyway, it's just been a tough month personally. Nothing big or bad happened. It's just been a tough month. I don't know what. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you today about a new release, a WIP I've been working on, and a very special design that I currently have in my shops that I would really love it if you went and bought. Because I'm going to start with that one because the money goes to Red Cross Western Wildfire Fund. So I live in Northern California at the very top of the state, at the border, right before you get into Oregon. And we do a lot of our doctoring and shopping and everything actually over in Oregon, in Medford, Oregon. On September 8th, I went up for a doctor's appointment. And while I was in the doctor's appointment, the Almeida Fire started. And if you haven't heard of the Almeida Fire, it is the fire that burned up not one, but 2 towns in Southern Oregon. And I got stuck in Medford while that was happening. It was very frightening. Unfortunately, we have friends that live up there, and I was able to stay with them, but we were in Oregon, they do the evacuations orders in 3 stages, 1, 2, and 3. 3 is be ready, gather your things together, find out whatever you need to take with you and have it ready. Stage 2 is be ready. So 1 is get ready, stage 2 is be ready, and 3 is go. In other words, get out of your house. So we were under a level 2 all night long. And I was finally able to go home the next day at about 7:30 in the morning. And unfortunately got to see all the destruction that happened along I-5 for Talent and Phoenix, Oregon. Obviously, very close to home. This did affect some family members, and fortunately they were evacuated, but fortunately did not lose their home. But there were thousands of others who did. And it's just hard. It's really hard to go by that and see all that destruction and loss of livelihood. There was loss of life. Fortunately, it was low. And it sounds like, so there were, I don't know how the first fire started, but the second one was arson. And so it was 1 fire, and then a couple hours later, another fire started, but it affected 2 towns, Talent and Phoenix, which are they're not even 10 miles apart. They're that close. And they aren't very far from Ashland, and you may have heard of the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and that's home of the Ashland is the home of Oregon Shakespeare Festival. Anyway, I designed a design in which all of the proceeds from this design, which I am calling Showers of Blessing, it goes toward the Red Cross Western Wildfire Fund because, first of all, I wanted to be able to donate to a reliable entity. And second, because they are usually one of the first organizations there, and there have also been people that have lost stuff here in California. If you've been aware, there have been fires all over the western United States, in California and Oregon. And at one point, if you looked at a satellite of California and the West Coast, you really couldn't see California because it was just shrouded in smoke. So I want to help out the Red Cross, who is one of the first people there, first groups there to help out those who have been devastated by wildfire. And this chart, Showers of Blessings from Luhu Stitches, all of the proceeds go toward that. I am selling it only as a PDF so that I can give more. If I print this, that means less will go toward the Red Cross. So my little thing that I'm saying is be a raindrop. So if you want to be a raindrop, you can join the shower of blessing to those who've been affected by Western wildfire. I hope you'll go and check it out. I will have links to my Etsy shop and to my my website. Now, if you go buy it off my website, even more money goes toward Red Cross because there's nobody taking a cut. Whereas if you buy it on Etsy, somebody's taking a cut. However, some people feel more comfortable buying on Etsy. So if that's the case, then go ahead, go buy it on Etsy. And, but that means that at least $9, this is a $10 chart, and at least $9 from every chart sold will be going toward the Red Cross. So hope you'll go and do that. It would bless me, and I know it will bless people all over the West Coast if you do that. So they're kind of I'm targeting toward the first responder type group. If you go check out the Nesting Needle, and I'll link her down below. She is doing a fundraiser that specifically will go toward people in Talent and Phoenix. So anyway, I will link the Nesting Needle down below, and she sells mainly kits. So, and I think her thing is she's 20% of all her sales will go toward people in Talent in Phoenix. So be a raindrop. The West is really wants some rain right now, and you can be a raindrop for those out west. Okay. All right. So that's I hope that wasn't too much of a downer. That's kind of my thing. Here I've been working on my own. You'll notice that the picture I have on the front of the chart is digital, and I've been working on my model. So eventually I will replace it with this. So this is how far I've gotten. The frog is visited a couple of times, which is really frustrating. And you know what? I don't know why I can't count, but apparently I can't count. So I think I put one too many stitches in this top thing, so it's not gonna be as centered as I want it to be, but it'll look fine and probably nobody will notice. But I decided after frogging a couple of things that I could live with one stitch. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Anyway, so I had a new release this last month, and it's Halloween related. And I think I've mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of Halloween, but I do like some of the cute stuff. I watch The Great Pumpkin. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, every year because it's like, you know, tradition. But here is my little, it's my new release for this month. It's called Ghosty Goodies. And it's a little ghost dressed up, or it's a little person because he has feet. He's dressed up like a ghost and he's out to trick or treat in the moon. And there's a little spider following him. So this is stitched on that Witch Elk Permin that remember I talked about and I showed you. This is a few videos back. Anyway, it's a little rough on thread, I have to say. It really helped to be using a thread conditioner. I have some Thread Magic or Thread Heaven, the stuff they don't make anymore. I have a little square of that, so I use that. I also have the other stuff, and I can't remember which is which because the printing rubbed off the box. Anyway, I used that, and that helped with the thread a lot. It really did. There's only 3 different threads used. This is a DMC, and the yellow is a DMC, and I'm sorry I don't have the chart in front of me. I can't remember the numbers. And this is Classic Colorworks Black Coffee. So the black is actually kind of a dark, super dark brown, but it's called Black Coffee. Anyway, there he is. Really cute, and actually a pretty quick stitch. Even for me, who's a pretty slow stitcher, this was a pretty quick stitch. So go check that out. You'll find it at my Etsy shop, and also at my website, which will be linked below, along with the nesting needle. Anyway, and then I like to be working on something that isn't my own design, because then it's just fun stitching. Not that I can't have fun stitching my own designs, but I'm usually thinking about other things like, did I get that right? Is this a good color? I thought this would be a good color, but now that I'm putting it on here, I'm not so crazy about it. And so it's nice to have something to stitch where all of those things are worked out already. I'm not making any decisions about thread. I'm not making any decisions about motifs or shapes of things, or anything like that. Or for instance, in this, some of this is just one big long straight stitch. Some of these are just one big long straight stitch. You can kind of tell that one is. And then some of them are back stitching. So it was a big decision. What do I do? Because if you do a big long straight stitch, well, it can roll a little bit. It might be twisted. Some of those are twisted. Anyway, so that's a big decision. And then same here. Do I back stitch this, or do I make those big long straight stitches? And they're big long straight stitches. So anyway, all of that stuff is going through my brain while I'm stitching. So not necessarily the most relaxing form of stitching, but that's why I stitch other people's stuff. I think that's why other designers stitch other people's stuff, because they love to cross stitch, but sometimes it's nice to not be making all the decisions. So I've been working on this piece from an old Cross Stitch Country Better Homes and Gardens Special Interest magazine from, I think I've decided it was the 90s. And this is called Plymouth Sampler. I thought it was appropriate since this is the 400th anniversary of the Pilgrims landing on Plymouth Rock. Here is what the finished piece will look like. I'm gonna try, I've got a lamp in front of me, so hopefully you're not getting too much glare. These guys, the ships, they're a little challenging, I'm just gonna tell you. They're challenging my ability to count. And I have messed up. I've done 2 now, and I've messed up on both of them. And I fixed some. If it wasn't real bad, and maybe I could fudge it a little bit, I have fudged it. I figure in the end, nobody is gonna look that close. I'll know, but if I can live with it, yeah. Anyway, here it is. I'm having fun with it. It's nice. And it's exciting when I get to the point where, oh, okay, it looks like a ship now. All I need to do is the back stitching. So that's pretty cool. Yay. So that's my WIP that I've been working on. And really that's kind of everything. So hopefully you stuck with me through me talking about my fundraiser chart. And I hope you are all doing well. I want you to know I do plan on answering the questions that were asked after the last video. But I thought I'm just going to jump in real quick today with these things that I had. And but next time we'll start with how I got started in cross stitch. So thank you for coming by and visiting, and thank you for remembering that I'm even here. Tell your friends, give me a thumbs up. If you want to know when I post a video, be sure and hit the bell, click on the bell, and then you'll get notifications. And So click on the bell, give me a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe. And that lets YouTube know that I'm here and that maybe there's other people that might want to watch me. I don't know, maybe not. Anyhow, wishing you all happy fall. I'm going to be doing some fall decorating soon, and the sunflowers are gonna be put away for a while. So that's it. Happy stitching, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.